Look at how these birds are happy within themselves, free-spirited. Why are they all lined up like this? I don't know what they're doing, but they're all lined up here. Now they're flying off. I guess I'm interrupting them. Today is my birthday and I just wanted to come by the water before I do my shopping for the holiday season. Look at this! What are they doing? Hey! Hello there! Hi! What activity is this? They're all flying away. How happy these guys are. Yeah, it's very overcasted here in the New York area. I think we'll have a white Christmas. I don't know. We just got over a snowstorm. But gorgeous. I'm not sure why they're lining up like that, but and also the tide. It's usually not this high, but it's like all the way on the banks. It's still gorgeous. The last time I was here, I was talking about enjoying the time peacefully. What happened to your other leg? You lost it? Oh, you did? You only have one leg. Oh my gosh. Oh. And people still know how to take time to get that peace, to get that tranquility. Hello there, and welcome back to MidLife Isis. I'm Cheryl. I'm gonna take this off a little bit. The last time we spoke, it was very informal, and I am going to do it again. We are in the pandemic period, and it's a different kind of time. I'm sitting in my car. It is this time of the year. It's not really cold. Today is dreary. The snow already fell, and I am enjoying my birthday. I have been blessed now to turn 60. I can't believe it. I am now 60 years old. And why am I sitting here on television discussing that? Because a lot of us women, that is like a dirty little secret. I'm different in the sense where I embrace my years in this time that, we're out of work, some can't buy food. It's a lot of problems, and there is so much to be grateful for today. I think a lot of us, particularly women, we try to cater to society on the abuse that we get for the aging process. And when I first started this talk show, I sat with a psychologist, and we were basically trying to tear apart why women do not want to discuss their ages. And it's a lot of different reasons. Some are not comfortable in their skin. Some don't feel like they have been, successful in whatever they're doing. And most are thinking they will be judged for now being, as we would consider, defective because you've reached to that age over 40, over 50, and now in my case, at the age of 60. I'm happy within my skin because I have 3 grown sons, one of which is almost 40 years old. Would you know, if I didn't tell you, that I have almost a 40-year-old? Life is a very funny thing, and I think a lot of times when we do not want to discuss our ages, it's because we're not comfortable with ourselves, our lives, and so on. And, reasons given. Women take a harder hit with this thing because we're supposed to stay young looking, sexy, and the whole 9 yards. I mean, we all think that we look younger than we are. I know there are moments when I have my stress that it's like, oh my God. But I'm happy within myself. I'm not where I would want to be at this stage, but I'm healthy, I'm happy, and I'm comfortable within myself. And that's important. When you have misery in your life and no peace, that is the worst thing that I think can happen to someone. When you don't have your health, and it's not something that we choose to do, it's something that happens to all of us. Anyone can fall sick. And so that is why I think when we get to these ages, we should be a lot more grateful than we are. I have cousins that by 56, 48, they were gone. And it's from stress and not being able to cope. And so today I'm here to talk to you about just feeling whole within yourself. Making yourself your best friend. Because friends, husband, lover, boyfriend, these are secondary matters, because when you are not whole within yourself, you open yourself up to energies. I have been trying for you to build your emotional intelligence, because that is what's going to help you to cope with all of the trials and tribulations, all of the midlife challenges, from disrespectful adult children to aging parents and all of the other things that come in between when we get to this stage in life. You have to get the tools where you can be your best friend, because when you are whole within yourself, then you don't look onto someone to make you feel whole. Spirituality is something that I try to talk about. I am not religious, but I do believe that there is someone above us that takes care of things. And so I always press, do the right thing when you can. Because when you run around hurting others and doing wrong, it comes back. And it comes back when you least expect it. Physical sickness, mental illness, all of these items, we don't know what makes it happen. But you can try to keep yourself open to doing the right thing and hoping that you will be able to get to your golden years in high spirits and happy within yourself. So many of us are miserable right now. And with the pandemic in place, it makes it worse. The experiences that I've been having, things that I've been witnessing, family members, friends, husbands, wives, a lot of us are not living good with one another. Some are not even talking. And when you put them to sit down to find out why, you will learn that it's jealousy, competition, vindictiveness, meanness, nothing pleasant, just negative energies. So where does it end? It ends with you. Go within yourself and find out, are you happy today? Do you have a peace of mind? Do you understand what it is to have that? If the answer is no, I'm sorry. And I am here to help today, because not having health is something that we don't choose. It's something that happens to us. But we can try to find ways to cope with whatever it is that comes against us. Learn how to pray. Get on that sturdy rock. Understand how to make that connection to have your inner peace. Because when you have that, everything else just seems to fall into place. I absolutely love the Christmas season. It's my birthday. I am sitting by the water relaxing, and then I'm going to go shopping. We can find the things that make us happy. We can go within ourselves and find out what we need to have our inner peace. And that is what our focus really should be. Not who we should be looking to torture or to bring into our realm of misery. I've always heard misery likes company, and it does. That's why I have spent so much time talking about what choose in your circle. Choose your friends, because if you have these individuals in your circle, then eventually that energy will find its way upon you. You have husband and wives not talking to each other, going months and years at a time not being intimate, and just staying in a staged and robotic situation to just display to the world. I mean, it's bad out here. It's really easy to understand why when you look on the faces of some people, you can see the misery. So how do you get away from stuff like that? You pray. You pray and you keep the light burning. Because in midlife, it is very easy for that light to be put out. And for the ones that are seeing darkness, they're not going to appreciate you being gregarious and just happy within yourself. It's not going to happen. So you have to find your way. You have to find your spot below that storm where you can maintain your peace. Because that light, again, it can be put out very easily, and not by your own doings, but by your environment. So how do you stay happy within yourself? Stay on praying grounds. That solid rock is what I mean. And just seek out your happiness. Because when you seek, you will find. So we are in the Christmas season here in the New York area. There's a lot going on. I mean, we had a major snowstorm, and today we're dealing with rain. But make sure and keep the sunshine on the inside. And the way you do that is by seeking out the things that you enjoy. Going after what you want, what you know for sure will make you happy and keep you peaceful. So keep that light going and just bloom. Continue to bloom. As far as dealing with men that's trying to make you think that you're defective because you're 40, you're 50, or you're 60 in my case, that is not someone you want to have in your corner. Because when a man is behaving like that, it's because he himself is not comfortable with the aging process. And it's happening to everyone. If you are to stay at one age, you're not breathing. It is happening to everyone. Grow older gracefully. Stay between positive energies and go after what you want to keep yourself happy, healthy, and peaceful within yourself. I don't let anyone interfere with that. I get my challenges, but I always come out on top because I keep the faith, and I'm always looking for ways and means to keep myself happy. I mean, some people are just miserable no matter what they do. I'm sorry about that. But if you have someone that's like that in your domain, then you need to find yourself away from that, because there is no way you're going to bloom if you are in that environment. And also, watch the drinking, watch the smoking. I mean, I don't know what tomorrow brings, but I know that I was brought to this age and I am healthy, happy, and comfortable within my skin. I'm a happy person within myself. I've always been like that. I have my downtimes, I'm not saying no, but for the most part, I try to make myself happy. And what I am seeing when I look on is we have a lot of miserable people around, midlife people, because they ran around living their lives to impress others and not paying attention to what they need to be happy. Now we are in a pandemic where a lot of us are cooped up inside. Our wings are clipped, so to speak, like the guys I just showed you. And we don't have that peace. The end result of that is everyone's beating down the other person. If you are in that environment, try to find a way to find your peace. Next month will be a year that I lost my dad. And I learned so much from this guy because he was a bad boy. Then he was one of Trinidad's millionaires. He showed me how to bounce back when you get pushed down. And so I have learned to stand on my own 2 feet. It's not about just being married to show the world I'm not defective. There's one life to live, and I refuse to believe that the only way that I can live my life is by trying to show society that I'm normal. I am normal. I am happy within myself, and I'm a single 60-year-old woman. Until there's someone that can add to my happiness, no will do. Call me selfish, but I'm seeing way too many staged and robotic relationships, situations that's making people sick. And no thanks. I'm good. I am actually sitting here in my car talking to you informally like I did in the park the last time. When you are good friends with yourself, you can bring a lot more to the plate than if you are broken. So try to find your wholeness before you seek out someone to try and look normal. Be normal by yourself and then some. This is how we get ourselves into trouble in the first place, because I'll hear male friends saying, oh, she's by herself, something's wrong with her. Oh, she doesn't have a child, something's wrong with her. Oh, she's not married and she doesn't have a man and she's 40 and 50, something's wrong with her. But the thing is, I don't think anyone is blatantly looking to be alone. I am talking from experience. There's a lot of broken men out here. We have these seasons of Thanksgiving and exchanging gifts, but that should be our mentality every day. Showing neighborly and godly love and just caring, not beating down the other person, ill-treating our elderlies and being mean and disrespectful and jealous and envious. And we have all of these different emotions, and it makes us ugly. It makes us look older than we are. Try to get that fruit of the Spirit and stop worrying about growing older and just embrace the years as they come. That's what I do. I am not fighting looking younger or being thinner. I'm not fighting any of that. I am just going through my life as gracefully as I can, happily, trying to stay healthy, and that is how I go about it. What I'm saying to you today is seek your happiness from within. Be your own best friend, and then look for that special one to bring to your wholeness and your happiness, not to create it. Because when you do that, you're opening yourself up to a lot of craziness. I understand why a lot of us look miserable, look a lot older than we are, and have all these different addictions, drinking, smoking, just looking for ways to escape. Learn how to pray, understand what rock you should be standing on, and love yourself. Be your own best friend. Last time I was talking about living with yourself and understanding what you need to be happy within yourself, to be peaceful, to beat off the enemy, because he goes up here and he gives us that private story to tell. And a lot of us have a lot of bad stories. Things happen. 2020 has been crazy to me. But I stay in prayers and I stay in high spirits because of it. I'm not going to sit here and talk to you about religion. What I will tell you is try to do good things, and good things will happen to you. And embrace your years as they come. Be good to yourself and the people around, and watch the magic happen. You want to know how to keep that light shining within? That is how you do it. I just gave you a tool for the new year. Take what you can from this piece. I'm going to go and do my shopping now. Happy holidays to you and your family. Thanks for joining me, and we will see you next time. Take care now. Bye. I just wanted to kind of finish up my conversation because this was actually done before the holidays. So I hope you enjoyed the piece. And basically what I'm saying is grow older gracefully and not to worry about anything. There are a lot of changes that we go through. Everyone has their private battles. But the main thing is to try and keep yourself steady, because in midlife, it's just so many things that hit us that if we look to attack one another as we're doing right now, and that's particularly women, it's not going to fix anything. So deal with your silent battles and not try to interfere with anyone. I'm sitting there on television and I'm talking about my age. I'm discussing that to show that I am comfortable in my skin. I have 3 grown sons. To be honest with you, how am I going to have a 40-year-old if I'm 40 myself, right? So I can't play it off too much. But it's just, it's to have fun with it. I love the hair color, and I went and I damaged the front of my hair. We go through different phases. We have things that we battle with, and rather than learn how to do it,
we take time to find someone to take it out on. It could be a friend, it could be a family member, a husband, a wife, and that's not the route because it's not going to erase anything. The problem with us is we advance in age and we do not grow within ourselves. And that's a problem. I mean, I didn't have a perfect foundation growing up, but it was my responsibility to grow within myself, to build my character, and to just be a good person. And so if I can think about doing that, then so can someone else. It's a choice that we make. People that just decide, oh, I'll have it all set up, and by the time I get to this age, I'll have. But you get to this stage in life, you've got the background, we're making the money, but something is missing. I've been talking emotional intelligence for quite some time now. In my opinion, to be a well-rounded individual, I think we should have three ingredients, and that is to have some level of education, emotional intelligence skills, and some spiritual beliefs. I really think that if we're missing one of those, then we are coming short and it's undeveloped. And undeveloped is considered immature. And there are so many of us that are growing older, that are advancing in age, if you will, and is not growing within ourselves. So you'll have a 70, 60-year-old person, man or woman, that has the mentality of a 20-year-old. And that's unacceptable. I mean, there are times that I will tolerate stuff like that, because we have certain things that stunt our growth, like mental disorders and sicknesses. But I am not pulling and tugging with an individual who appears to be healthy, advancing in age, and just acting like a child. There is no excuse for that. And so that's why I said, there are a lot of broken men out here, because I have boy children and they're now considered men. And so I know how a man could and should develop and what happens when he's coming short with these entities. So, I mean, there is no real excuse. And again, it can happen, but you need to have something that is interfering with that growth. But to do that naturally, which over 50% of us are doing, there is no excuse for that. And so we're faced with something like what we're dealing with today, a pandemic, which no one planned, and everyone's going crazy. Everyone is battling with something, which we do anyways, but now we don't know what to do with ourselves. And some are working, some have their salaries coming, and they are still like battling with stuff. And that is because of the lack of knowledge, the lack of growth. The end result is prejudice, anger, bitterness, covetousness, and just a lot of negative emotions. It's never too late to learn. Go within yourself, build your emotional skills, build your self-realization skills, and just try to be a better person. Less than 50% of us go after something because we really want to. We do it because we're trying to compete with someone else. We do it because we want to use that to praise ourselves, to just, do the peacock thing. But what is it that you really need to make yourself happy? Because at the end of the day, that is what our focus should be. Because now we're dealing with this kind of time, and there is no audience. There is nothing, no one to impress. Everybody's trying to survive. And so people are going crazy now because they have no motive, they have no audience, and the whole thing is just a joke. And we turn around now and we're trying to be angry and bitter because the next person is focused and has a sense of self. And this is where the problem is, and women, we, not all, but the majority of us, we're always looking to compete. We very seldom try to go after something because we really want it. We're always trying to compete. And I think it's funny for me because here I am, more than halfway through my life, and I would have women that are like my second, not even my first son, my second son's age, and trying to come up against me like they want to compete. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? I have a son that I can probably sick on you. Stop it. It's a joke. And I'm flattered, but I'm fascinated at the same time to see that we are not focused. We're not focused. And then we get to middle age and we're lost, we're bitter, and we're angry. We're just like, and society is waiting to tear us up anyways for growing older. And so now it's like a vicious cycle. We are our own enemies. And I'm talking women, not to say that men are not having their issues as well. I said
that we have a lot of broken men out here, and I'm not bad mouthing men. I can always appreciate a gorgeous man, a beautiful man, but it's like when we get to this age, men have a tendency that they try to use the fact that women are middle aged or growing older, if you will. We are defective, and so to get what they want from us or to get us to do what they want, they tend to use that as a weapon. And women that are already insecure within themselves, they fall for it. Do not lose your self-respect. And I think men that are preying on women for the aging process, they themselves are having a problem with growing older. They themselves are battling with something. And I know men friends that are older and they're well into their 70s or close to, and some of them are like, oh, I don't date anyone over 40. And it's a joke because some of them are even married to a woman that is way into her 60s. It's some kind of denial, and that's fine. We all can have our moments, but the respect and stuff needs to be there. And I think the respect starts with you. You've got to love yourself. You've got to respect yourself, and then you can teach others how to treat you and not lower your standards for anyone, because it's just not something you should be doing. That is the kind of life that we're dealing with right now. You look on someone's face and you just kind of assume that you know who they are, what they stand for and stuff, because the only thing that you can see for someone is their faces. And so that's why I always say, don't look at someone and assume, because there are times that I have so much stress. Like I said, I look at my reflection, I'm like, oh my God, you poor thing. And, we're all having our moments. And if I can pull and tug with mine and still stay in high spirits, then so could you. Everyone's angry, everyone's bitter, everyone's trying to cut down the next person. Stop with the competition, and this is mainly with women. We try to compete with each other, and I think that competition thing has gone so far off, and it's so outdated because we're all growing older and we're not enjoying life, most of us. So what's the point? Try to sort out what makes you happy and go after it, and stop with the competition thing. Before you turn around, you will be an older woman. You will be in your golden age. My studies are high in psychology, and I know for a fact that all of our experiences as we come up to this stage in life, depending on how receptive you are to it, it can really change your personality. Study emotional intelligence. Pay attention to that. Learn what it's for, and see how you can build your self-realization skills and find yourself from within. Don't forget to pray, and just try to be in high spirits. Get into your golden years happy, healthy, and stable-minded. Okay? Check us out at midliferises.com. Thanks again for joining us. I hope the piece was helpful. Happy New Year, and make those New Year's resolutions. Stick with them and be well. Okay? And we will see you next time. Take care now.